Hello fellow YouTubers, back again for another lot, except for one thing. I'd just like to make a shout out to all my new subscribers out there and just simply say, well, if it weren't for you guys there'd be no motivation to even keep doing this. But I'd also like to make another shout out to a few of the guys that have inspired me. Like Rodelco 2007, High 1 Voltage 1 Rules, Pete Ritchie, High Voltage Projects, old John, and last but definitely not least, Andy, Photonic Induction. But here we go. If you ever see one of those in my collection, well, I think by now you should know exactly what's going to happen to it. But this time round, I'm going to see if my little friend here is going to carry enough voltage to make this thing pop violently. Now, it only charges to 340 volts, but somewhere between 10 and 20,000 microfarads. And one thing I know about these is you can never, as most of my subscribers would already know, is you never can appreciate how loud these things are unless you actually do it yourself or see somebody doing it firsthand. You just can't get a feel for the sheer amount of power that these things can drop in one hit without that sort of experience. So, any of you that don't have experience, don't try what you're about to see. So, take off the shorting lead, that goes onto the multimeter. I'm using this ballast here just to control the charge rate. Now 340 volts. There is a fair amount of energy involved here, so at minimum safety eyewear is a must. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these gloves on to protect my hands from any flying shrapnel. Hold these wires far enough back, which is probably at the back of the crimp here, and unlikely to give you a shock there, but get stuck between them, between the electrodes, which is not charged yet. So let's see if 340 volts can flash this little bastard over. If not, well, you know what happened to the last one. Charging. Not charging. Or is it? Okay. No wonder it didn't say it was charging. Believe me, that's loud. Millie's just gone and pissed off. She's not happy. Charging. 310. I'll leave it at 320 volts. And very slight flash. but little IC, little IC, I won't see for long. Well, ooh, nice little chunk out of that one. Didn't quite pop as hard as I expected it to, but let's try a resistor. No, not a resistor, transistor. Get the terminology right, I'll be good. 310, 320. Nice. Oh well, that one went with a bang. I won't worry about the little one. But here we have a big diode. Rated for something like about 6 amps. And this poor little puppy charging 310, 320. Nice. Don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a little LED there. I didn't leave enough charge in it. At 91 volts, it only flashed over a little bit. And always unplug, safety first. And with these little beasties, short the output terminals. Now, that screwdriver that I've showed you just before, I tried to flash over with this thing. I need a higher voltage to really flash it over properly. But one thing, to get a hold of that, I also got all of these. Another 7 screwdrivers. Insulated, believe it or not. Now, one of the little tests that's going to be coming up soon in the video is to see if the insulation on these can handle the MOTs. If I know one thing, pay $5 for a set of screwdrivers, I don't trust them. Especially when they come with one of these little bastards in it. But this is Australianstig'S channel. These things don't live long. As you can see by the nice little hole in the arcing plate, which somebody tried to point out to me about that plate, but the thing is, that is the ground plate. It's not an active voltage. It's connected to the same ground that the caravan I live in is. So, nice and easy done. So, what I'm going to do now is I'll just away for a minute. Oh, before I do go, because I've got a couple of other things that I want to show you guys. Unfortunately, it didn't pop with the MOTs. Something landed on it. I think a cat might have But we have another friend. And this fella, the light that it came out of, it never lit up properly anyway. And that's the control gear. I'll do a little bit of surgery on that, but there's a few nice little unvented caps here. And again, my subscribers will know exactly what happens to the caps. I was going to fry the whole thing, but this chip here turns out to be an LM317, so I'm keeping that. A very handy little chip to have. That may come in handy for a ZVS driver if I want to make a power supply up to convert it right up to 36 volts. But I did have to borrow this ballast off the MOTs. So I'm just going to go away for a minute, grab a couple of things, because I know Boombox Deluxe, Rodelco 2007, probably high 1 voltage 1 rules, Anthony, would probably be interested in what I'm going to show you next up. Okay, I shall return. Well, guys and girls, back again. And through the magic of TV, must have been the fastest cigarette break this side of anything. Well, in front of the camera now, it's a little acquisition I made earlier on in the week. Went to get a radiator and I came back with a switchboard. So, well, how long's it been since any of you have seen these fellas? For a 40 volt job and little 250s, and believe it or not, they've still got fuses in them. Even back to the little old neutral bar. And yeah, definitely little. Just a little one out there of Rodelco 2007, high 1 voltage 1 rules, Boombox Deluxe, John, high voltage projects, and of course Andy, photonic induction. If any of you guys want one of these, just send me your details. It'll take me a little while to get a little bit of money up to be able to post them out, but hey, you guys are welcome to have one. I'm just going to keep one of each for myself. There's a little history lesson. Apart from that, there's not a lot more in that. Now I've decided to do something a little bit different with that screwdriver. I've taken out the neon and the resistor. It was a simple case of find out how long they will actually hold out on these MOTs. How long they'll actually stay together. Trusty old chicken stick with all that lovely black snow from the last screwdriver. Well, here goes, guys. Dig me cord out from underneath. the resistor didn't last long. Yeah, sparklers. How long's this neon going to last? And to think of it, if you had your thumb on the end of that screwdriver, you'd be copping the whole bloody lot of that. And the neon is still glowing. It's alright, it's one of those shit screwdrivers, so if it burns, it burns. I don't care. Never intend to use them for anything anyway. The resistor's sitting there glowing like a torch bulb. How long will it actually sit there burning? Well, I think that'll do for that. And as always, unplug, safety first. Well, the resistor still hung on. We'll try a little idea. I'll do it even with that burn there. Okay, power on. Power off for a second, unplug. Move that, I had it a little too close to one of the MOTs. I'm shorting it. Well, didn't really take that much to burn through the insulation on this. Well, for that one, it's a case of all over Red Rover. Unplug, safety first. One of the little ones. See if I can actually get that to flash over without a burn mark in it. Well, surprisingly, the insulation actually worked. It might be handy for chisels. That's about all I would use them for. Now to have some fun. Like I said, this tube didn't light up fully in the light that it was in anyway. Have a look at that black snow. Isn't that just gorgeous? Love it. Absolutely love it. Can't get enough of it. Well, hey, first time I've ever seen that full brightness. I even saw a little hole in the phosphor. I thought that was a hole in it. Now, let's see if we can manage to... Well, that hole in the phosphor is actually getting bigger. Let's have a look at something there. I don't know what it is, I just don't seem to have much luck killing fluorescent tubes. No. I'd say this one's definitely starting to have hassles. Oh, she's having hassles. There we go. Very dead. Unplug, safety first. Turn my little soldering iron on and I'll return. I just have to do a little bit of salvage work here. LN317, you're coming home. Well, boys and girls, it'd be rude not to pop something, wouldn't it? Well, here go the caps. There's one gone. Two. Ah. It was a fizzer. So was that one. Oh, got another one in there. I'll unplug for a minute because there's one that's hiding under wires and it ain't getting away. No way whatsoever. Now you know something handy? Photonic induction? You're right. Sometimes I just don't know when to stop. It's just great fun, bloody hitting things with a transformer until they're just completely gone. Ooh, red arc. Another red arc. Nice, I just love them. Don't just get the caps to bloody, don't just get the caps to smoke, get them to burn. Ooh, there's another one. Why did I miss that one? usual, unplug, safety first. And I know photonic induction's said it before, and we all say it, but please, one thing that I do ask of you, if you're going to play with this shit, fucking play safe, will yous? Won't yous? Eh? Anyhow, that's all for now. Stay tuned for more, guys, and thanks for watching again.